Daniel followed his late grandmother's instructions and excavated his grandfather's grave. Inside, he discovered a hidden door, revealing something truly astonishing. What happened next will leave you in disbelief. On the day of his grandmother's funeral, Daniel, a man who had endured numerous hardships and financial struggles, stood among the mourners, his heart heavy with grief. His late grandmother had raised him after his parents died in a car crash. Daniel reminisced about the heartwarming memories of talking and laughing with his grandmother when life felt simpler and more joyful. However, since her passing, he felt a profound sense of loneliness and a heavier burden without her as his pillar of strength. As the funeral neared its end, family and friends offered their condolences, but one person stood out, an elderly woman with striking blue eyes. Approaching Daniel, she extended her hand, holding an old and dirty envelope. Speaking softly, she told Daniel that his grandmother wanted him to have it. Intrigued, Daniel accepted the envelope and thanked the woman, recognizing her as his grandmother's longtime friend, though they had never met before. Once she left, Daniel eagerly opened the envelope and began reading the letter, recognizing his grandmother's handwriting. The letter began, "My dearest Daniel, if you're reading this, then I am no longer with you. I have entrusted this letter to my dear friend Martha to deliver it to you after my passing. You are the light of my life, and I have left you with wealth that I hope will change your life for the better if you follow my instructions. This will lead you to your greatest desire." As Daniel continued to read, he learned that the letter contained the location of his grandfather's grave and mentioned a hidden room within it where he would find a substantial sum of money. His grandmother urged him not to hoard the wealth, but to share it with those in need. Daniel was surprised and moved by his grandmother's foresight and generosity. The letter gave Daniel hope. It was a chance for him to live his life with a sense of purpose. After preparing for several weeks, Daniel finally went to the cemetery and stood in front of his grandfather's tombstone. He held the letter tightly and gathered the courage to start digging. The soil felt heavy and damp as he scooped it. As he continued digging, he soon noticed a strange change in the ground's texture and heard a different kind of sound. Then, he discovered the hidden trapdoor under his grandfather's grave. Curious and without hesitation, Daniel opened the trapdoor. A musty smell greeted him, and a dim light shone from inside. He descended the stairs carefully and found himself in a secret room filled with history and treasure. His flashlight revealed old books and artifacts that told stories of the past, but what caught his attention the most were bags of cash that were stacked up. Daniel was shocked to the bone. He couldn't believe his grandma had left him with such a huge fortune. Tears welled in his eyes as he thought about how he could transform his life with the money. Life had been tough for Daniel. He had ventured into different businesses, but each one of them failed. In fact, there had been times when he wondered what was the point of all this. So with these bags of cash, Daniel knew he could make all of his dreams come true. But just as Daniel was thinking about the first thing to do with the money, he remembered his grandma's wish. In the letter, she had asked him to share the money with those in need. Many hours passed by while Daniel sat on the floor, staring at the bags of cash and wondering what to do. Before nightfall, he finally made the decision. He would honor his grandmother's wish and give the money to those in need. With determination, he gathered the valuable items and left the secret room. Daniel knew that the journey ahead would be tough, but he was determined to make a difference with the treasure he had discovered. In the following days, Daniel planned to share the treasure with those who needed it the most. He contacted local charities and explained how his donations could support their important work. With a caring and determined heart, he generously donated a significant portion of the money to them. This kind gesture had a profound impact on the community. Children who had difficulty affording education received scholarships to pursue their dreams. Homeless shelters expanded to assist more people without homes. Elderly individuals in need received improved healthcare and support. But his philanthropy didn't stop there. Daniel recognized the importance of direct community support. He dedicated the rest of his wealth to helping those struggling in his own neighborhood. From providing financial aid to families facing hardships to funding vocational training programs for unemployed youth, Daniel's efforts brought hope and relief to the lives of many. Daniel's genuine care and involvement in the community, despite his own hardships, inspired others to join in the spirit of giving. Volunteers stepped forward, and businesses offered support, knowing their contributions would be put to noble use. As news of Daniel's philanthropy spread, he received letters of gratitude and admiration from people whose lives had been touched by his kindness. One letter in particular caught his attention. It was from a young woman named Maya, a compassionate woman who owned one of the charities Daniel supported. Her heartfelt words spoke of the impact his generosity had on the community, and immediately Daniel picked an interest in this young woman. In the weeks that followed, Maya kept sending Daniel more letters, but the fear of the unknown held them from reaching out to her. You see, Daniel desired a beautiful marriage like the one his parents had. He believed that the greatest achievement in life was to love and be loved in return. However, he had never been lucky in love. A few months later, Daniel had a dream where his grandmother urged him to go after his heart's desire, or he would be making the biggest mistake of his life. When Daniel woke up the next day, he immediately decided to visit Maya and express his gratitude for her kind words. As he knocked on her office door, he was nervous but determined to meet her. Maya's eyes sparkled with excitement when she saw Daniel standing at the door. She happily invited him into her office, and the two shared stories of their respective endeavors. As the conversation flowed, they discovered the shared passion for creating a positive impact on the world through charity. As they began to spend more time together, working side by side on various charitable projects, Daniel and Maya's connection grew stronger. They became inseparable, attending charity events, fundraisers, and community initiatives hand in hand. After a few months, their friendship blossomed into a deeper connection, and before long, they realized they were in love. One day, Daniel knelt down, presenting Maya with a beautiful ring. With tears of joy, they pledged their love and decided to spend their lives together. On their wedding day, family, friends, and fellow philanthropists gathered to witness Daniel and Maya's celebration of love and generosity. As a married couple, they continued to devote themselves to improving their community and beyond. Together, they established a foundation, combining their resources and networks to create a powerful force for positive change. Their foundation became a beacon of hope and a refuge for those in need, inspiring many. Looking back, Daniel realized that the hidden treasure was a divine gift. He was grateful for following his grandmother's advice to donate a large portion of his wealth. Daniel knew that keeping the wealth to himself would have never led him to find purpose in life, nor would he have found Maya, a woman who would undoubtedly sacrifice everything for him. What are your thoughts on Daniel's choice to use the majority of his funds to improve the lives of others? If you were in Daniel's position, what would you do? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you.